On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, Season 2, Episode 1, The Secret Behind the Ring. What the hell was that episode? I mean, don't get me wrong, I am happy to have this series back. I mean, this is just that feel-good romp. I get to sit back and relax and watch after a hard day's work, and I am ecstatic to have the pure bundle of joy that is Clara back in my life. I mean, let's face it, she makes the series. But when you leave off Season 1 in what is one of the biggest cliffhangers ever. I mean, the juxtaposition of Iruma as a character throughout the entirety of the series with that last little tidbit we get to not even touch on that factor in today's episode. What the fuck? All right, for those who haven't seen Season 1, I question why you're watching an episodic review of Season 2, but I digress. The main character, Iruma, is the epitome of good, a moral compass in this demonic world where it is quite literally filled to the gills with demons. He is an angel. This is proven time and time again in whatever situation he is put into. Somehow Iruma's goodness wins out in the end. So I was utterly shocked how they ended Season 1, with Lord Sullivan, his foster grandfather, waking him from his nightly slumber like it seems he does because he is a doting, loving grandfather. Something is amiss. Iruma is acting strange. Hell, he's looking strange. Different colored hair and a more evil aesthetic plastered on his face. This is not the Iruma we've come to know and love. I mean, he even gives Lord Sullivan the what for. Like I said, this was a giant cliffhanger. The juxtaposition from the Iruma we've come to know and love to this character, it's earth-shattering. So I had assumed that Season 2, would pick up right after this. That maybe they would explain what the fuck happened. Who is this character? Who is this evil Iruma? Nope, just another day in the life of a human living in a demonic world. And don't get me wrong, I love that we're back, but seriously, no one's gonna fucking talk about this. I can only surmise that either A, chronologically it hasn't happened yet, maybe that was a little bit forward in the future, or B, Sullivan and Opera are just pushing this under the rug for now. Maybe they were able to get whatever the fuck that was under control and it'll only pop up later as like a secondary thing, like, oh, we've seen this before type thing. I'm not 100% sure where they're going with that, but I'm very shocked that we didn't get to see evil Iruma today. But what we did get to see is pretty interesting. Now, Iruma is a human without any kind of demonic powers. So when it comes down to his actual magic, he has to utilize the gluttonous feeder ring, something he got early on, and it is a ring that stores up demonic energy, and he's allowed to, utilize it for his own magic, and there's some spells and some awesome blasts he did. Basically, it came in clutch last season. Now, while we knew that there was some kind of creature living in this ring, when we first introduced to it, it came out screeching like a banshee and basically put every demon down in the dust. Today, the ring is acting a little differently. It's actually talking, something that the gluttonous feeder ring should not do. Even according to Lord Sullivan, one of the 3 highest ranking demons in, well, there is, seems to be perplexed. So it's basically up to Iruma and his newfound companion, Alared, who he just calls Ollie, to suss out the machinations that gave this ring sentience. But first, you have to make do with what you got. You know what, Iruma, you just learned a transformation spell. I feel like I need a body, right? Make me a demon of elegance with long legs, luscious curves, and just eyes that won't quit. Not a lot to ask for, but when we give it to a person with no imagination, you quite literally get what you ask for. I have to say, I dig the design. It's almost like a mini butler Cyclops. I don't know if this can change. Like I said, Iruma was able to do this through transformation magic. So if he wanted to, could he redo it? Or will the ring eventually evolve because they find out, why it gains sentience in the first place? It looks like as Iruma has worked his way up the ranks in this, demonic society, so does the ring's, transformation. And it looks like when he achieved his latest rank of Gimel, this is when the ring, had gained his sentience. This is as far as, as back as he can remember. So while it's in direct direct opposition of Iruma's overall goal not to stand out, he has another reason to climb the ranks, not only to figure out what the fuck he's gonna do in this demonic world, he wants to help his new partner. Gotta say, that's pretty inspirational, man. Overall, I dug today's episode. I got a little bit of Clara in there, especially when we got to see the foot race to school. I really liked that the moment between Amari and Iruma, while she's so fixated on the fact that the Devi idol, the one from the poster that's plastered on the walls, looks exactly like Iruma, she's like, there's no way that he would ever be caught dead and something like that. And when she busts through the doors while he was practicing his transformation magic, going through his little fashion montage and just happens to stop on, you know, a dress, that's the lighthearted comedy that I expect from this series. I really do enjoy it. Like I said, I'm glad to have this series back, especially with the introduction of a new character, as well as that mystery we still have to deal with. What was that Iruma? I mean, was that Iruma? I have no fucking clue. I mean, we still have to deal with that. So yeah, I'm glad that this series is back, and just like I said, it's nice to come down after a hard day's work and just enjoy a lighthearted series like this. Anyways, what did you guys think of today's episode? Are you glad to have this back, or is this on your radar? I mean, I didn't cover season 1, unfortunately, because much like this season, it seems they pack a ton of animes on Saturday, and honestly, I work, so this is why you're probably getting this on Sunday. Anyways, with all that being said and more Iruma-kun next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.